On today's edition, we talk about advanced real estate marketing for successful real estate agents and brokers. We will review 5 difference maker strategies, including careful scheduling of open houses, detailed planning for property showings, working with multiple offers, bringing solutions where none are expected, and turning a personal situation into a transaction. When scheduling turns to marketing. As a real estate agent, your job while representing a seller is to get the best possible deal as quickly as possible and be able to complete the sale. You are working for the seller and should be able to show them why you are the person or team for the job. How, why, and when you schedule open houses and or showings can be a reflection of doing so while also distinguishing your services to other potential clients. The easy way is to schedule your open house on Mulberry Street for Saturday or Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m., thinking that people touring the block or the neighborhood will be close by and can stop by and compare. Little thought is given to how confused people become upon visiting multiple houses during the same journey. Having potential buyers say, I like the one with the wide deck. Was that the red one on the corner? Only means they are confused. My feeling is that in this challenging real estate market, the focus should be on the quality of visitors instead of quantity. One method I discuss with my clients is scheduling an open house on weekday evenings or even early mornings. An example would be holding it on a Tuesday evening from 5 until 8 p.m. Now, it is probable that not many people would come. However, the point is that those who do are making a special effort to be there instead of being a why not? We're already there. That time of day may also be a good time to show off how the afternoon sun makes the rooms bright, or how little rush hour traffic there is, or that it is safe for the kids to ride their bikes at that time. By doing so on a Tuesday, your potential buyer wanting to see other properties nearby either has to wait all the way until the upcoming weekend or schedule a separate showing at an agreed to time. Meanwhile, you have 3 full days to work on an offer before the upcoming weekend and its local open houses and new listings. If 2 or 3 people or groups show up, you have multiple options for follow up, while your visitors are not as easily able to make those instant comparisons. It's quite possible that a potential buyer or tenant may have coming home to a quiet street or seeing how easily the traffic flows at that time as among their most important considerations for where they want to live. As soon as your weekly open house or scheduled showings generate your first quick sale, you now have another marketing weapon to strengthen your listing presentations. For the price of a single dinner, my 15-minute agent audit can include a review of your specific showing and open house strategy, whether for residential or commercial. Now, this last part featured strategies on benefits of scheduling open houses and showings on weekdays instead of the same weekend times as all the other agents are doing. Again, some properties show well early in the morning, and that would be something to take advantage of as a way to generate a quicker sale or tenant. Now, one example with showings is scheduling apartment showings at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Huh? Now think about it. It's a time when the majority of people do not have any other obligations. If people are serious, they will show. If they show up, you know you have their full attention while they are there. There's a sincere interest. Now, an even better scenario is having 2 requests. So what you do is schedule the second one for 7:15. You have twice the chance that someone will show. Now, one client of ours lucked out and had both people show on the same Saturday morning. Imagine the sense of urgency when someone shows up around 7:15 on a Saturday morning to find somebody else already there looking at the property. Now, on those weekends when no one showed up, the client spent the time inspecting his property to make sure there were no problems, considering his visit worthwhile either way. Meanwhile, visitors can only see your listing, experience the quiet, or hopefully experience easy parking and little to no traffic to arrive, all of which combine to give that client an even more favorable impression. Although it is likely that fewer people will come, again, you know that those who do are interested enough to make a dedicated trip instead of also seeing your property as an afterthought. The quality of potential buyers or tenants is more important than the quantity. Commissions do not come your way simply for having the most visitors to your open houses or showings. If your database is sorted thoroughly and properly, it should include contacts that might be willing to check out a specific opportunity and ideally bring someone else along. Think about who it would be good to invite. Of course, if your listing does not show well first thing in the morning, don't do it, at least for that listing. See, each listing or opportunity has unique advantages to showcase. For the price of a single dinner, our 15-minute agent audit can leave you with a personal strategy for strategically working your showings and open houses. Now, working our agent audit, our 15-minute agent audit offering for residential and commercial brokers, brings a focus on the variety of real estate marketing strategies we have developed, improved, and been able to share with valued clients and connections over the years. Being so empathetic about tracking everything has led to so many of them that other real estate coaches and consultants have not even thought of. We're emphatic about it. The impact of multiple offers on a property or opportunity as a real estate professional are behind is one of many. Obviously, generating multiple offers helps your valued client along with positively reflecting on your ability to generate them. It is worth noting that the value of multiple offers can go beyond the potential impact on your commission and income. See, very few real estate professionals have so much as thought about keeping records, keeping track of the offers they receive over the course of months and years. Having your personal database of who made them, the amount or amounts offered, the reasons for decline, among other elements, can be invaluable toward your marketing planning and future strategies. If you already track other agents that serve your farm area and/or specialty, adding in consumer and investor tendencies can help make you first in on everything from your listing presentations to price strategies, to knowing which lenders and other brokers are getting the most deals to the closing table. Those working with buyers and submitting offers can also gain by tracking that information as well. Suppose your client submits a final offer of $285,000 and it's rejected. And then you learn that the home sold for $289,000 a few days later. Now, your ability to determine why the client did not go $5,000 higher could lead to you finding another opportunity for your buyer or help with a solution to improve their buying potential, which also helps you. Carefully tracking what did not work can lead to future success, just as you track what did work and the results in direct income. Our agent audit, a $25 one-on-one consultation, will explore how quickly you can make these types of changes. The sooner you reserve your time, the faster you will be first in to your next commission. Now, listing presentations and the steps to secure a client are a huge part of real estate marketing for agents, whether residential or commercial. As my clients and students already know, what you do to secure a client should not be limited to when you were asked. That's right. There can be plenty of value in providing a potential client with a solution before they request your services. It's about you approaching them with a strategy to be first in toward your next transaction. For example, an apartment complex within your farm area could be a gold mine if you know how to pan for the gold. Suppose you know that some tenants are paying $2,400 per month for a two-bedroom apartment. Next, suppose there's a nearby two-bedroom house listed for what would be a $2,200 per month monthly payment. The result for that tenant would be saving, quote unquote, saving $200 per month while building equity and probably receiving tax benefits. Now, I'm sure many hearing this want to ask me, yeah, but what about the down payment? Well, it's easy to find an excuse to not justify doing the work, but if I were less diplomatic, I would want to ask them the same question. However, the goal should be to make the situation work because everybody wins. The seller gets a buyer. The buyer gets significant benefits, and I, as the agent that orchestrated the transaction, get a commission I would not have otherwise. Time spent finding down payment assistance plans, funding sources which could take care of the down payment with a monthly payback of less than $200 to cover the difference, and a seller willing and able to offer financing would strengthen my chances of getting that deal done. Now, doing all of this is not nearly as simple as I am making it sound. I'll admit that, but I know that. Another thing that many of my clients know is that a few hours of hard work can add thousands of dollars to their pockets. There are plenty of rewards to be gained from creating a success situation that no one else took the time or the initiative to do. Suppose you got a deal done by doing this while agents with many more years of local experience than you have sat by and let it happen. There are many ways beyond this example to generate opportunities by bringing solutions to potential clients when they're not expecting it. Let's see what we can come up with during our 15-minute agent audit for only the cost of a single dinner. You know, one of the many secrets to successful real estate marketing that I share with my clients and students is to also be aware of the personal situation regarding family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and anyone else in your life. My reasoning is that it doesn't have to be about real estate to become about real estate. To bring solutions to potential clients, you have to understand the problems. Much of the time, people don't buy, sell, or rent real estate because of a real estate need or market trends. Why not be ready to solve their problem? Now, a connection of mine, a couple, had a situation in which their son was unfortunately being bullied in school. They felt as though the school was not doing anything, not nearly enough to resolve the situation. Even though they very much liked the house and the yard they owned, they decided to send their son to another school, starting with the next semester, which was at that time 3 months away. The school they selected was, well, too far away to commute to. Their solution was to have their broker find a tenant to rent their house that had kids going to a different school nearby and use the rental income to help pay the mortgage on their new house that was much closer to the new school. Now, another connection had gone through a divorce, and the youngest of the kids, now being old enough to move out, He found himself living alone in a 4-bedroom house he wanted to stay in if at all possible. The neighborhood he is in allowed short-term rentals. He learned, and that's where research and the right information comes in, he learned of a nearby employer hiring people from other countries on work visas. The result was that he was able to rent the other 3 bedrooms to 3 women who knew each other and came from another country on a 6-month work visa. Getting a solid recommendation for having done so allowed him to continue the rental income, which he eventually began using to acquire another property. Now, each of those became opportunities for agents that were brought upon by outside circumstances. It wasn't market trends. It wasn't a particular housing need. They were happy with where they were at. Now, during your private and confidential 15-minute agent audit, we could discuss who you know and possible situations for you to step into. We could get started for less than what it would cost you to take one of those personal contacts to dinner. Book your session today and be first in to solve their problem as quickly as possible.